Intel update video. There's going to be 2 today because the amount of emails is insane and I'm struggling to keep up, to be honest, as well as a live stream this evening. It's going to be bonkers, so let's get straight into it. Okay, now this is from Mark. He is in Newcastle. He sent me this article which is very interesting. It says a tender was posted on the UK government website seeking a budget of £200,000 for a central bank digital currency wallet, a digital wallet app for Android phones, and to develop a new form of payment scheme. Now that could be definitely worth something to keep an eye on how this develops. Also mentions on his article is the Bank of England to start selling £19 billion worth of emergency bond buying holdings. So if any of you guys are into your finance and your money, the Bank of England are up to all sorts at the moment, so it is definitely worth paying close attention to what them guys are up to. All right. The next email comes from Anthony. He hasn't said where he actually is, but he sent me this link and I watched this and it was a bit of a surprise. This is for any of you guys who own or use an iPhone. Personally, I don't, but I know a lot of you guys probably do. I don't know if you're aware of this, but on the top right-hand corner of your iPhone, if you see a small little orange LED, like a light, very small, very dim, it's not very bright, okay, you can easily miss it. Basically, when that is visible, it turns out that someone is recording / listening to the conversations through the microphone in your iPhone without your permission. So let me know if any of you guys have iPhones and you've seen something like this, okay? Apparently that is not a good sign. I was led to believe that iPhones are safe, but it just goes to show. This is from the US, which is different from what we usually do, but yeah, it's quite relevant. This is from Dan. Is currently in minus 18C in the mid-states in the US. They're getting some serious weather, and usually what happens in America tends to come our way. So definitely eyes on the US with regards to weather right now. All right. This is the DEA, which is the Drug Enforcement Agency. This year, apparently, they seized 50.6 million fake pills laced with fentanyl. Apparently, according to what they calculated with all of this, that is enough to kill 379 million people. Whoa. Now, that should scare a lot of people. That is crazy. That is pretty much the entire population of the US. All right, 99% of this was from the southern border. So go figure about what's been happening in the border of the US, okay, and down south. So this goes back over to the UK again. This is from Tracy. Tracy is from a place called Cambridge. She says most of disabled people in the UK from the ages of 50 to 64 years old will be put to work next year, 2023, regardless of condition. Okay, so whatever illness or whatever problems, anyone between 50 and 60 years old who are disabled, they will literally be put to work, and they will be assigned a work coach. So this ties in with universal credit and benefit schemes if you're disabled, all right, or anyone that's disabled. Please contact them and let them know pretty much what the game is, all right? So people need to have a heads up. And I think there's going to be some protest over this because this doesn't sit well with me, all right, from a personal standpoint. So, yeah, they're going to be assigned a work coach and they will be starting in 2023. Letters are being sent out right now. So, yes, our wonderful, caring, loving government choose to send this information out just before Christmas. Thank you very much. This is from a guy called Bill, and again, there's no location. Basically, this is quite scary, right? If you're fearful of the Big Brother thing, check out this one. Now, a friend of his recently hired a van from Enterprise. Now, we're all aware of the company called Enterprise, and from what I've seen, lots of those Enterprise vehicles are being leased to the police. All right, I definitely saw that all through 2020 and 2021. He needed to go back home after picking up his hire rental vehicle, his van, okay? He needed it back home. He said to his friend in the cab, he's left his cigarettes and his lighter back home. And before they can put their seatbelts on, this voice come from the cockpit speaker saying that this is a non-smoking vehicle. So what they're basically saying is, from their experience, it says all of these, probably these enterprise vehicles, whether they're cars, vans, lorries, pickups, whatever they are, they've literally had installed listening devices. So they're literally listening to your conversations, obviously private. Whether they're recording them or not, they probably are. If this comes out and they get busted over this, I bet you the bottom dollar they're going to say it's for insurance purposes. All right. So keep an eye on that. And if anyone works in the industry, moreover enterprise, all right, can you let me know what you know about this? Because this is quite troubling, and this is a blatant attack on freedoms for sure. All right. Now this is from Darren. He is in Bristol. Apparently they had multiple power cuts yesterday afternoon. So if any of you guys are in and around Bristol, it'd be awesome if you can confirm that in the comments to let us know where you were pretty much around Bristol, how long the power was off and that sort of thing. Going back down over across, we've got Luke. Luke is in Basingstoke, and he emails me that he's seen shortages in supermarkets. He doesn't say what supermarkets, of rice, pasta, bottled water. Now that is getting quite hard to get lately. Eggs and flour. So if you look at what he just said there, rice, pasta, bottled water, eggs and flour, they are pretty much key basic essentials for most of us preppers, that we like to make sure that we've got some in our property if there's shortages. So yeah, Luke is saying in Basingstoke that there is shortages there, all right. Going right over and up north a bit, we've got Simon from Leeds, really struggling to get firewood. Now, I mentioned this in an Intel report recently, okay? Someone else is getting problems. The earliest delivery is February. So, wow. So, that's pretty much right near the end of winter, the real winter, okay? So, that is an issue. And he also goes on in his email, said he's glad that he got some gas bottles and heaters. Absolutely, I remember mentioning this on a few videos back, okay? People really need to do whatever they can to move hell and high water to get some form of off-grid heating. Because, like we just said earlier, I think it was Darren in Bristol, they've been having power cuts, okay? So you got no electricity, guess what? You've got no gas, because your gas boiler needs electricity to run. So you've got no heating, all right? Very important, so he's struggling, all right, so that's pretty crazy. Also, we're going down to Birmingham now, not too far from Leeds. This is from Tony. Tony emails and says, muggings are on the rise. Lots of people are getting mugged more than usual, okay? Obviously, Birmingham's a massive urban area, and you are going to have issues within that. He said his friend had his car stolen the night before last, and he was saying that lots of streetlights are no longer working. So if any of you guys are in and around Birmingham, what's going on with the streetlights? Are they turning them off to save energy, etc.? I really don't know. Let me know your thoughts, and of course, any of you guys have got any information regarding on what you're seeing, wherever you are in the UK, and indeed in America, feel free to join in. There is an email address below this video. Please just send me an email. You can remain anonymous, like some of my people who email me want to remain anonymous, and I will absolutely 100% adhere to that request. No problem at all. So I'm going to try and crack on, because there's emails coming in all the time. I might have to do another video. So thanks for watching. Stay updated and stay funky.